Hey. It is Monday. I want to thank all the people at Thrive. If you did not catch Thrive, still one of my favorites. What a great group of people. Thank you so much for including me. Got the keynote there with bilyeu. Not too bad. Hey, Zeus, Amir, and Jake, Tracy. Welcome. Team David Meltzer, learning its way because it's allowing me to pin how you can reach me. David at dmeltzer.com or 949-298-2905. Go ahead, text me at that number to join my community. Eric, welcome as well. Nisha, welcome. Colleen is back. Happy Monday. And Justin has joined. Welcome, everybody. Give me a thumbs up if you had a good weekend. Go ahead, pump them up there. Let's load up the questions. Let's get it going. We're going to get the guests going here. About 8:05. Looking here. What's the toughest interview question you've been asked? That one. That is a tough question. Yeah, Jacqueline, great to see you as well. My incredible niece just had her birthday, and Casey Adams and Jacqueline came to Thrive and to see me and the family. Always great to see you as well. Matthew, welcome. Thank you. Thumbs up, everybody, if you enjoyed your weekend. Good. Very good. How do you stay motivated? I don't. It's impossible. Motivation is a soul sucker. I stay inspired. Motivation gets me up, gets me back up, gets me started, get me restarted, but it does not get you there. Inspiration does, and you do that by utilizing your free will to clear the interference and corrosion to that which you're already connected to, this great source of power, light, and lessons. Remember, you are connected to all of those lessons. Mantra for a solid sales morning to get fired up. I am worthy. I will receive no resistance. Effortless, my life will be. All these are great mantras in the sales. I actually have decided I'm doing a private sales group. If you want to join us in November, go ahead, email me, David at dmeltzer.com. If you'd like to join our private sales group, it is David at dmeltzer.com. If you want to join my text community, 949-298-2905. Let's get to some of these questions. Welcome. What's your number one lesson from Thrive? Number one lesson from Thrive. God, there were so many good ones. I think, I was speaking with Aaron Wags, and a great real estate entrepreneur, and we were talking about people who say, just to be transparent, or people who say, honestly, or just to be honest, don't say it. Because then it just follows, I talk about credibility is the number one thing that you can have. You discredit yourself by saying in all transparency, or, to be honest, or when Taylor Lippman, good to see you, my friend. I think you're working with Mikey Diamond, my boy, the dose of diamond on Wednesdays, if you haven't caught that. But it's interesting because, does that mean the rest of the things that you're saying aren't honest? It's just like, just between me and you, that just means you're doing that to me, right? So just to be transparent, let's always be transparent. The truth vibrates the fastest. Let's always try and pursue that. Know that we're hypocrites and we're just doing our best. Everybody's in the same boat, doing their best. Thanks for loading me up with questions, everybody. How do you avoid distractions? You don't avoid distractions. So this is the way the mind works. You can focus in on one thing at a time. You want to practice the muscle that allows you to go from one thing to another. That makes it appear, because it goes so quickly, as if you're multitasking. That also makes it appear as if you're focused. If you can maintain focus on one thing and move back and forth very quickly, know that nobody can tell, you're even better off. But that muscle should be practiced every single day. Very good. Welcome. Here we go. It's Monday. Friday's training is a public training, a public coaching session for everyone. So bring your own questions, BYOQ. I'll bring the answers. We can all do this together. Friday at 6 a.m. this week, 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Join me every Friday for training. If you missed last Friday's training, right? How to close a deal. If you missed last week's training, it's featured on Spotify. It's on Entrepreneur. It's on every platform. Go ahead. There's a playlist of all my trainings. If you didn't get the exercise guide on how to close a deal, if you didn't get my previous exercise guides, my book signed, if you want that, all you got to do is email me, david@dmeltzer.com. What's the hardest lesson to teach your kids? Do as I say, not as I do. That's the that's the hardest one. Do as I say, not as I do. Second one would be show me your friends and I'll show you your future. It's so hard to tell them to surround themselves with the right people, the right ideas. Also, they don't know what they don't know, which is a lesson that I find hard for me to learn at 52, 22, 32, 42, 52. It doesn't matter. I don't know what I don't know. And I'm just paying the dummy tax. Pain is an indicator I haven't known what I need to know. It's a lesson. Mr. Fenster joins this morning. He had an incredible presentation about ever bull and later bulls, how to scale a business. I'm so proud of him. He has built that concept and has moved and adapted. Talk about adaptive intelligence. There's intellectual intelligence, which a lot of my siblings have. There is emotional intelligence, and then there's adaptable intelligence. And I think if you can have all three, it's a blessing. But if you're going to have one, especially today, that adaptable intelligence is so important. All right, let's get on with the day here. I have my partner, Cash. Welcome, welcome, welcome. He is, of course, the managing partner of Surround Ventures. Just closed an $18 million round. Glad to be a part of it. Glad to be a part of Surround. Just doing incredible things, including launching a debut film. Hopefully Jared here will be joining us as we are waiting here. Come on, my friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think Jared may be in Israel, so we'll see. They have super speed internet in Israel, as you know. As we're waiting, david@dmeltzer.com. Check out last week's trainings, and all trainings is featured on Spotify. There's a playlist featured of all the trainings and all the podcasts. Welcome to join. Entrepreneur features it. All the platforms have it, and it's called The Playbook. That's where we do it. I'm trying to join him, Jakey. Jared Cash is here. It says waiting for Jared Cash. It's not connecting me to him. What's going on? Should we take another? Oh, unable to join. Let's see here. I love Instagram. Let's get another question while we try to see why Jared's not joining. Favorite way to celebrate a win? Another win. Best way, it's like tomorrow starts today. Best way to celebrate a win is another win. Show that you've been here before. Best way to celebrate a win is focusing in on the next win. So go ahead and do that. How do you start an esports team with money and attachments? So find the people that own an esports team, ask them how to get there. If you want to join our private group, we can teach those kind of things. david@dmeltzer.com. Let me find Jared. Come on, join me again, my friend. We'll try it one more time. The managing partner of Surround Ventures, just go to $18 million fund. They are Seymour Cash Productions debut film, Save Yourselves. Incredible film debuting. And if we can hook up with my friend here, Jared Cash, we're all going to be better for it. Jake Share, how are you, man? How are you? Good to see you. Great to see you. In fact, thank you so much. That is one. Remember that name, Jake Share. That's all I got to say. It's like Justin Herbert. Remember that name. Jake Share. Remember that name. Rookie quarterback. Here you go. Still having trouble connecting with my man. What is going on? What is going on? Working so hard just to see here. What is the best way to do this? Jakey Big, give him a call, see what's going on. I will wait for him. What kind of questions can we ask on Friday? All right, so Friday's training is a public coaching session. So you can, as I do in my private coaching sessions, not public ones, ask anything you want, personal, professional. You ask, send your questions in early. david@dmeltzer.com. We'll load them up. david@dmeltzer.com. Come on live. Ask me questions on Friday. They're all there. Here we go. We're going to try Jared one more time here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think the third one's always a charm. That's the way I've seen this technology work. Hello, Alexandra from France. Madeline, thank you, you two, for joining. I see you there. Appreciate you. Let's keep on answering questions. What is the relationship between success and happiness? How do you see them? Here's how success and happiness are related in the pursuit of your potential. There he is.
There
I
we
knew he would.
go.
I knew the
My
burglar would be a
apologies for
ton.
the technical, miscommunication there.
No problem. It's not when we own the spectrum, we'll deal with that as well. But
Exactly.
congratulations on closing your $18 million. Beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you, David. I greatly appreciate it, and of course, all the support and mentorship I gained from you, and glad to be here this morning.
Well, Surround Ventures is obviously aligned with what I tell people. I take inventory of my values every day. My personal experiential giving and receiving values. You and all your family and friends that are involved are the top notch when you talk about surrounding yourself with the right people, the right ideas. That's what Jared Cash has done. Unbelievable people. But I'm most intrigued by the film. I have to tell you, I'm always intrigued. Give me a little bit of background on Save Yourselves.
Awesome. So first, because it was one of the points you mentioned earlier in the discussion of one of the lessons that you teach to your children in terms of, surrounding them with the right people. It really is the same thesis that we have at Surround Ventures. It's all about, surrounding entrepreneurs with the right connections and the right team members that are looking to add that value. And similarly with Save Yourselves, I'm extremely grateful that I got to work with the team that I did on the project. It's a romantic comedy story that's very timely in terms of with everything going on in 2020. It's about a couple in Brooklyn in their late 20s, and they are, addicted to their social media. You see them on their phones, their television, and they really need to disconnect and disengage. And they go up to upstate New York. They rent a cabin and shut off their phones. They shut off all communication for a week. And as they do, aliens come and attack planet Earth. And so you could imagine it's a crazy plot twist, but a lot of laughs, and everyone could watch the film on Amazon. Highly recommended.
That's awesome. I will be launching my new TV show, 2 Minute Drill, on Amazon as well as on Bloomberg TV in January. So you're going to be a great opening film to build an audience for my new pitch show.
I
And
love it.
love to get you guys involved. Now, beyond the film, which I love that plot, and my wife is a huge alien file. I get the alien updates from that super duper smart lady on Stanford. I forget her name, but she has like all the different people giving all the different information. So to see the movies come to reality is going to be even more fun. But there's some pretty killer deals that surrounding itself with. You want to name maybe two or three? Give me a little bit of background on, especially like IMGN is one I love. Extend is another that I love. And give a little background on the diversity of not only the people involved with Surround, because, Randy Zuckerberg, that's a pretty big name involved with us. But those deals are incredible.
Absolutely. So what we do is we really bridge the Israeli technology ecosystem and a lot of the growth that's happening over there in the startup nation, with the industries that we're focused on here in the U.S. and globally, being media, entertainment, sports, and e-commerce. And we're looking to really bring an unparalleled network to the ecosystem in Israel. And so here in the U.S., alongside yourself, we have a team both in the East Coast and the West Coast, including Randy Zuckerberg, as you mentioned, from Facebook, also David Bishop from MGM and Sony Pictures, Bobby Friedman from New Line Cinema, Doug Scott from WPP and Ogilvy Entertainment, and a variety of other folks. And what we've been doing is really driving just a tremendous amount of value to the entrepreneurs that we have the privilege of investing in and working with. The first investment, and really when we launched the fund in October of 2019, we invested in a company called IMGN Media, one of the leading social media publishers here in the U.S., leveraging their very unique data technology platform, being leveraged in both the content creation of their own content, along with the different brand campaigns that they're running. In August of 2020, Warner Music Group acquired the company. Similarly is working with experienced founders. Our second investment was a company called Extend. The founders previously built and sold replay technologies to Intel. Replay technologies, of course, enables and all of the different augmented reality 360-degree views, when watching sports games on, whether it's the NFL, the NBA, and currently they've leveraged a lot of that know-how and building a unique VR, AR operating system for drones that will have applications to the media and gaming sector. But recently, their initial focus has been in the defense and homeland security sector, with the U.S. Department of Defense recently signing on board. So very excited in terms of this combination of media and e-commerce and with these two ecosystems, of course.
Which is extremely attractive to me because that's my background, and so few people really can aggregate and assimilate those two things together. And Israel has so many great entrepreneurs and so much great technology as well. And as the world actually closes, and I mean that in the sense of we get more connected. When you talk about East Coast, West Coast, people are thinking New York versus LA. And I know they're a little bitter because the Lakers won the championship. Looks like the Dodgers are going to win the championships. Who knows? The Rams might win the championships. You know, we got the Kings and the Ducks. We could take 4 for 4 this coming year and turn around to 2020. But beyond that, I see East and West is the whole world from China in back around is now uniting at these deals. And it makes it much easier when you have quality, right? I talk about credibility and quality. It makes it so much easier now to close the $18 million funds, to close the deals that we need to close, to bring the world together. And those deals that you have from IMGN to Extend, and, you know, with the upcoming event that you have, for example, there'll be everyone from all around the world at the 8200s. I always say it. The
Yes.
EISP.
The one of the intelligence units in the Israeli Defense Forces. One of the cornerstones, you could say, or one of the big advantages that the Israeli ecosystem has is a lot of the R&D that goes involved, stemming from the government in the military as well. And a lot of these entrepreneurs have a very unique background within technology and engineering from their experience in the military. And this specific event is really focusing on how to connect as you mentioned, East and West. It's specifically on bridging these Israeli technologies to the New York ecosystem. So some other New York funds are going to be joining that panel. But it's all about thinking local and acting global, right? I speak with the entrepreneurs there, also here. It's really a matter of knowing your goals and dreaming big. And if you know that destination that you guys are going for, then the journey is going to happen naturally.
And you as a young entrepreneur, have traveled the world. You share different countries as you're doing business all over the world, and it doesn't seem to faze you at all. And coming from a kid who grew up with very little, and it took until well after law school before I started traveling the world. Once I got involved in probably by the time I was 30 was the first time I was doing business anywhere but my backyard, and taking an airplane only locally. Where do you see the world as far as opening up and doing business country to country compared to even when you, let's say, because I see accelerated change, let's say 3 years ago, and now through the last 6 months, how have you seen the efficiencies and effectiveness of doing world business change from even when, a few years ago?
Absolutely. No, it's interesting. And I think it's important to iterate on one of the points that you always say on how human nature never changes. I'll add to that and really say that the human experience is extremely universal. And so when traveling everywhere, at the end of the day, it's a very humbling experience when you get to connect with people from different cultures and see the way that they see the world. But without a doubt, at the end of the day, humans across the board are experiencing some of the same difficulties, whether today it's in the healthcare industry, specifically within media and e-commerce. There's an explosion of innovation right now, in terms of content creation, content consumption. Of course, let's say, currently food delivery and really all online businesses. And so a lot of the tools that could be applied here in the US, of course, are just as relevant, whether it be in Australia, the Far East, and Latin America. And the most important thing in really interacting and doing business abroad is it comes down to communication. Being even more focused with the words you're communicating, and of course, being able to connect with them both on a business level but on a personal level as well is one of the important things in building these connections.
And last thing to talk about is, with the pandemic, people, I say there's 3 schools out there, just like there's 3 worlds. There's not enough, just enough, and more than enough. And when you have the not enough, just enough, or more than enough perspective, it seems to bring not enough, just enough, or more than enough to your life, right? And I see you as the more than enough abundant young entrepreneur. And, I was blessed during this pandemic and during actually the last month to, help and support the closing of an $18 million Surround Ventures closing with multiple deals. My TV show, we had the Queens deal, an esports deal, and where so many people are living in a world of not enough, and they're like, I can't, get anybody. And then there's the people that's just enough. They're stable, which is great. But what do you think the secret is for people like you and I and the group of collective consciousness that are launching TV shows and movies, that are closing multi-million-dollar funds, that are, doing more business more efficiently and effectively than ever? What is the difference between the not enough, the just enough, and the more than enough entrepreneur?
I love it. I love it. I mean, looking back at the 2008 financial crisis, or 2008 financial crisis, yes. You see the growth and innovation that took place there, whether it be with Uber, with Airbnb, with WhatsApp, with Instagram. I think that different crises, global crises, really do accelerate innovation. And so I'm optimistic. I'm bullish on entrepreneurship. I think it's a great time for people to really hone in on their ideas. And at the end of the day, I think right now you have so much more free time than you would have, let's say staying at home more. It's a matter of where are you devoting that time and energy. I think it's all about, it's the hustle, right? It's working hard. And I'd recommend for anyone, when you do have that free time, check out The Last Dance on Netflix, and you'll see the mindset, similarly to athletes like Michael Jordan. It's that tenacity that really drives, let's say, on the court and off the court. And it's the same thing for entrepreneurs. It's how bad do you want it? And it's that will that's going to drive you to building that business.
Well, you absolutely have the must be what you can be attitude. You have the right mindset and heart set, which is why I love working with you, supporting you, and doing anything I can. Congratulations on the film debut. Save Yourselves on Amazon. You got to go check that out. I'm going to sit down and watch it with my wife, of course. And thank you so much for allowing me to participate in the $18 million closing and all the great deals that we have around the world. Thank you, Jared. If you need anything, let me know. People can find you at Jared Cash. Anywhere else you want them to reach out beyond the movie on Amazon?
Feel free to reach out via LinkedIn. I'm accessible to everyone. Definitely check out the film. I promise lots of laughs. Bleecker Street, who's acquired the film, has been just a fantastic partner. Everyone's very excited. And looking forward, stay tuned for the next couple of months. Definitely more projects and investments around the corner.
And I am so excited about that. Thank you for partnering with me. Thank you for partnering with such a great group of people and leading the way as a young entrepreneur and showing everyone what you can do with the right mindset, the right heart set, and of course, that must be what we can be attitude. Thanks, Jared. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, David. Have a great rest of the day.
You too. See you
Bye.
soon. All right. Great entrepreneur, Jared Cash. Check him out at Jared Cash. Surround Ventures, one of the great successes here during COVID, along with Justin Jean Grande. Congratulations. The former EVP at Vayner. He's an amazing entrepreneur as well with that must be what he can be attitude. You don't want to know what he went through to get his first close. Congratulations as an entrepreneur. And once again, so happy to be supportive in that and an investor in there. Thank you both. All right, let's answer a few more questions. This week is incredible. Incredible. Here we go. All right, remember, public coaching session on Friday, BYOQ. Submit your questions. Bring your questions live. David@dmeltzer.com. If you missed last week's training on how to close, if you want to join this close group, David@dmeltzer.com. Featured on Spotify. There's a playlist featured of all the trainings and all the podcasts, the playbook. Check them out. How important is college degree for sales? Depends on what type of sales. I believe in investing in yourself, but not putting yourself under. That to me is what your college experience is. Invest in yourself, take inventory of your values, personal values, your non-negotiable, your experiential values, your giving values, your receiving values, but don't put yourself under. Investing in yourself is timing and risk tolerance. Everybody should do, just like you're buying a house, a car, whatever it is, investing in Surround Ventures, into the Queens, Overactive Media, any of those great companies that we have invested in, time and risk tolerance. That's what we do. Time and risk tolerance when you're looking at college. Look and align your values with what type of sales that you want to get into. If you're going to get into, laser surgery equipment sales where you need to be a doctor, you better go to school. I was in sales. You needed to be, when I started, you needed to be a lawyer. I was selling legal research online and they only hired lawyers. So I needed to go to college and law school. But if I was going to go ahead and work for WFG, which is great, right? Selling financial services, I don't need to go to college. If I'm going to work for an MLM, be an entrepreneur selling something that I've grown up with, a landscaping company, it depends on you. I believe in investing in yourself, but always doing a timing and risk tolerance analysis of your own education as well, your own investment in yourself. Andrew, welcome. Congratulations on your new team with WFG, going out there, hitting it. Give yourself that 20-year segmentation. Don't quit. Don't be one of the 99% that quit. Please don't be that. 99% of the people quit before they're 25% of the way there. Oh my goodness. Inherent Clothier. These guys are incredible. I wanted them to come on to thank them. They are suiting up me for the 2-minute drill. If you haven't got something to pitch, you haven't applied $50,000 worth of prizes and cash every single episode. 12 episodes coming on Amazon, Comcast, Reach, every airport, hotel room, my platforms, featured on Spotify. We're going to kill it. 2-minute drill, and I'm going to look good. And if you think I look good, I accidentally just pinned up interior. I didn't mean to pin you up there, but we'll go live. Let me repin on david@dmeltzer.com, by the way. Sorry about that. Gene Santos, I am from Brazil. There he is. What's up, Taylor?
What's up, buddy?
Sorry.
It's Taylor. No, you got it right. It's Taylor.
I got it right. Oh my gosh. I have so many names, and then you two. So Taylor's partner is Tyler, and they came out to visit, and we're doing some work together. So I just botched my new friend's name. So Taylor, welcome. Here we go.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
So Taylor, your journey is incredible, as it's not the normal clothier journey, the bespoke journey. Give me a little bit of background on how you got involved with Inherent Clothier.
Yeah, so I've always been kind of a fan of menswear and suiting up, but about 2 years ago, I was going through the toughest time in my life. My marriage was falling apart, my businesses were falling apart, and I kind of came to realize that the only thing I had in my life was suiting up. That was the only thing that I enjoyed doing in my morning routine in the morning, was waking up, making my bed, suiting up, looking at myself and being like, all right, I look the best that I look, and it's giving me this confidence. So what I learned from that a few years later, after I put in the work to get my marriage back on track and rejuvenate my businesses and things like that, was that just wearing a suit was kind of opening the door for me to get in and start doing that work. So I commissioned some studies and found out that there's a direct correlation between dressing well and overcoming things like depression, anxiety, and just kind of daily struggles that we as men all deal with, but nobody wants to talk about. So I wanted to create this really stylized, safe space of having really awesome design suits, but also promoting people, men specifically, to talk about their feelings and just be open with each other about what's going on in their lives. So that's kind of like how I got here today. And so we're going to open up our first shop here soon, and it's on a franchise type model. And we also have like a specific algorithm online to get you fitted right. And yeah, it's going well.
Yeah, I'm going to have to hook you up with Jeff Fenster. He was on here too. And they're just killing it, switching over to the franchise model. And you remind me of Jeff because perspective, even moreover, a different business model and perspective on how to make money, help people, and have fun. Why do you think it is for years, women, there's actually like consultants, women consultants about feeling good by the way we look. And I always say you can't find outside of you what you can't find inside of you. But when you actually can affect what you see inside of you by what you see outside of you. And so I think they are married. I think too many people think that, if I meditate all day with the guru and sit and meditate all day, that, everything's going to be fine outside of me. That may or may not be true, but we live at this pragmatic vibration. And sometimes it's like the separation of motivation and inspiration. Inside, you need to be inspired, but outside can motivate you. right? Fear can motivate you. And I
Yeah.
really believe that the way that we appear to ourselves externally can actually motivate us to get started, get restarted, get up, get back up, right? Like you did.
Yeah.
And then that allows us to then explore that journey inside because we start with that motivational step. What is it about feeling good about the way we look that has that carryover into the internal perspective that we share?
No, I I think you nailed it on the head too. Just in that is it's all about perspective. And for me, like when you dress well, you're being kind to yourself. It's a way to be kind to yourself, and that's how you should start your day. And that's what I love about having it in the morning, is that when you're kind to yourself with how you look, and you look at yourself in the mirror and you can say, "Damn, I look good," or just like, "Yes, I look my best." You know what I mean? It gives you the self-confidence that you're changing your perspective of, "Oh man, today's going to be another crappy day," or today's, it's almost like a forced perspective change. So that's what I love about it. And I think it's all about perspective, just like we just got a comment saying that. But yeah, perspective is everything.
Yeah, that's Colleen and Tracy, our two faves right there. Colleen and Tracy. Tracy's like, David, this was Taylor, not Tyler. Please get your, and then just Tracy, Taylor, and Tyler. I got all the T's. I'm an M guy, so what's going on here? Taylor Draper, though, with Inherent Clothier. One of the things that's also interested is everybody has different tastes, and there's a general rule about quitting. And you're someone that easily could have quit. You're helping so many people with their mindset, with mental health, creating a true bug light approach of allowing people to look good outside so they can feel good inside, but addressing a safe place that we can discuss and be mentally healthy, which is a critical business and life issue in America. I was up in Los Angeles yesterday, and the homeless have grown exponentially up there. Majority of the homeless have mental illness that needs to be addressed and to feel good about themselves. What are the types of things that you're doing with the clothier business in order to effectuate and to support and to promote good mental health?
Yeah, well, I think it comes down to, just as men, we're always taught to man up or be a man, which is just a stuffing of feelings, right? It's like the worst possible coping mechanism you can do. Super unhealthy. So I'm trying to just switch the script on that and just be like, what does being a man look like today in the 21st century? And to me, that should look like being in touch with your emotions, and it should look like just knowing how you feel and being comfortable enough to talk about it when you're struggling. Just because just like with what you said, the homeless population of mental illness is huge. Like, let's preventatively take a step in front of that before we get to that point. And then how we're helping that is we're partnering with nonprofits all around the world to provide really amazing resources for men, and again, a safe space, and just teach them how to identify things like depression, anxiety in themselves, in their employees, and others, and their peers, and what to do. Because a lot of times it's just starting up a conversation that says, "Hey man, how are you doing today?" And the person says, "Good." And you said, "But how are you really doing?" And sometimes that's all it takes to open the door, is just, one, providing a safe space in our stores, and then two, providing these events with nonprofits and resources through online and our website and things like that.
Yeah, that question is one, what I call perturbation. A guy named Marshall Thurber wrote a book called Social Deviance, and utilizing different questions in order to perturb our normal comfort zone so that we can explore what we really feel. And, asking people a simple question as well. So how do you feel about that? So if somebody, lets me know, I want to know how they feel about it and what they like about it, what they don't like about it. It's a methodology of perturbation. And I highly suggest people to study that, because you can use it as a parent, as a child, as a friend, as a business person. And you guys inherently, no pun intended, Inherent Clothier, inherently are perturbating people to actually think about how they feel. And that's a super important thing, because not only do we have control of our mindset for the mental health, but we do have control of our feelings. And to box them in just allows us not to have control, to live in blame, shame, justification, to hide, to really put focus, attention, and intention on what we don't want. And when more of what we don't want to appears in our life, we wonder why. And what a great way to create inertia as a catalyst with what you're doing. And I think people underestimate one of the other interesting things about what you're doing is I see what you're doing when we were talking about quitting is people laugh at you, scoff at you, make fun of you, and then they applaud you. And when I came up with this, kind of lesson about not quitting when people didn't believe in me, one of the first things that came to mind was clothes. And I'll tell you why, because the one place that I was not comfortable being me or showing my own frequency was the way of clothes that I wore. I wanted to wear what everyone else is wearing. And yet all the kids that I admired were the ones that had their own style. I had a friend called the GQ Jammer, and like he wore some crazy stuff. And as much as people laughed at him, scoffed at him, you know what? They ended up applauding him because he had his own frequency. And never before, with such a large audience available to us, to show your own frequency or to allow your exterior look to show your frequency and to be an individual and to vote what you want and to allow people to laugh at you, scoff at you, make fun of you. Not everybody looks as good as I do in lavender, and not everybody looks as good as you in that jacket. So they're going to laugh at you, make fun of you. There's going to be haters out there, and we'll just give those haters my cell phone to give me a call so I can ask them, why do you feel that way? What do you like about the lavender shirt? What don't you like about it? What do you like about the jacket? How do you allow, though, one of the things that I love about your business is you came in for the show and to allow me to suit up for the show. 12 episodes. Yep. There was so many choices. I was literally like, dude, just you pick, because there's so many things that I would wear in here. It was like unbelievable abundance. It was the definition of more than enough. Give me a little bit of background on how you have so many great choices of so many different things with such quality, I call it content, but quality materials and styles.
No, absolutely. And yeah, just real quick before I jump into that, I think that something that you're saying that's super important is that one, as someone who just loves to put on the suit, like one of the things I'm just trying to teach people is there's so many ways to wear a suit. Like you can put your own frequency through it, you can be yourself through it, and it doesn't have to be worn to an event, it doesn't have to be worn like just to the office. Like there's so many ways to dress it down, dress it up. Like that's just from a style and education perspective. The suit has such an amazing history that I'm trying to bring back to the forefront, because I truly believe it was like taken away from us in the 70s. But there's just so much you can do with it. You can wear it with the t-shirt, you can wear the jacket with jeans, you can wear the trousers with the sweater. Like there's so many ways to make yourself come through this versatile piece of, that being a suit, to what represents yourself the most, and how to like tap into that inner confidence that makes you pour out and makes you just, flip a bird to the haters and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, anyways, so when I was getting started with this and just kind of realized that, hey, I need to sell my other businesses, and just this is a message I need to bring to men everywhere. I searched high and low for months and months, probably about 6 months. We were looking for the right manufacturer, vetting them, and we found at the right price point too, because there's only, I don't know if you know this, David, but there's only 2 bespoke mills and factories in the United States. And those price points are just make it just out of touch, for the average man. So we found a factory that we work very closely with and we're partnered with now that is American run, but has master tailors in Bangkok, which is an amazing place for clothing if you've been, which I'm sure you have. And it's it's amazing. So we literally have, I think I did the count the other day, and it was 20,000 plus fabrics, all from Italy, from England, from Spain, like just all these really amazing vetted mills that just have this history of books that they've been making for generations, and they're bringing them to us to be able to provide this just incredible cloth.
That's amazing, and people have to check it out, have to check me out and how good you're going to make. Look, if they can make me look good, they can make anyone look good. It's an incredible business, and I'm so blessed to be a part of it. So blessed that you guys support the 2-minute drill as well. Can't wait for people to see how and what we do there in the individuality and energy and frequency that we create. Taylor Draper is the drapes of men, and he's building what they're going to hang off of Dave Meltzer. What a perfect name, at Inherent Clothiers. Is there anywhere else they can find you, Taylor?
Yeah, check out our website, www.inherentclothier.com. We have this really amazing algorithm I worked on to get your fit correct without having to have someone there in person. We also do Zoom meetings. Yeah, it's a cool place. There's also resources for mental health everywhere, all over that website.
Got to check it out, the website and at inherentclothier.com. Thank you, Colleen, Tracy, Jake, Tyler, if you're watching, not Taylor, but Tyler, thank you. And most importantly, and we just pinned it up there, Inherent Clothier. Jake has it up there, right there. So go ahead and check that out. If anybody has any questions, you can always email me as well. Taylor, I look forward to doing business with you. I'm so grateful that you're into my life. You're part of the definition of surrounding yourself with the right people, the right ideas. No accidents, only coincidences. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David. Appreciate it, man.
Talk to you
Take it
soon.
easy.
Thanks. Have a great day. Thank
too.
you, Tracy. Thank you, Taylor. Really appreciate it. Unbelievable company. You'll see. The most value, as always, 120 is applied with inherentclothier.com. At Inherent Clothier, check it out. That was Taylor Draper, the Draper of Dave Meltzer. How do you like that? All right, let's answer some more questions. Thank you, Trace. This Friday, it's a public coaching session. That's right. Submit your questions or bring them on Friday. It's 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern time, special times for the public coaching session. And all past coaching sessions training sessions are featured on Spotify. There's a playlist there for you. Check it out. If you missed them, if you need the exercises, guides, my books, they're all free. Just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. We're actually going to do, that was closing the deal last Friday. We're going to do a private sales group starting in November if you want to check that out. Connected to goodness every day through you. Thank you. All right, let's answer a few questions. Get warmed up for the public coaching sessions, as we always do. What's a lesson you learned this weekend that you can overlap your personal and professional life? I brought my 10-year-old, my wife. We all had a great time up in Los Angeles and had a mastermind, did the speeches, participated in Thrive, saw family, friends. Mike Diamond, big shout out to you. A Dose of Diamond on Wednesdays with me on office hours. Got to see him. He has a great new product as well. So many things. Dan Fleischman, by the way, Jeff Fenster, Aaron Wags, Cole, Sanya, unbelievable. All of my friends. Carlos Reyes was there, killing it. Tom Bilyeu, Ty Lopez. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's a must-have skill? A must-have still, there's only one in my book of that must-have, and that's gratitude, because gratitude allows you to find the light, the love, and the lessons in everything you do. It finds it in what other people stop with, which is pain. It allows you mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, and financial pain to find the lesson that will push you to something better, to something bigger, to something brighter, and make what you have bigger, brighter as well. BYOQ, Colleen. That's right. Bring your own questions. I'll bring the answers every Friday to you. What would you do to people in limbo between pursuing their passions? What I would do is take inventory of your values, but also take inventory of your capabilities. Taking inventory of your capabilities are what your skills that you have, and lean into those, your knowledge of what and who, and lean into those, and making sure that you are maintaining and growing your must be what you can be attitude, your inspiration, clearing away the interference and corrosion between you and everything that you're connected to, that abundant power, light source of lessons and everything else. There's two cleanings that need to go on. Your free will is to clear the interference and corrosion between you and what you're connected to and from. It is a flow that you do. It will allow you to create abundance, to receive more, so it can come through you with appreciation to give to others. Thank you so much. Let's keep these all moving here. What do you think of Dan Pena's attitude of success? Big fan of it, Lewis. Absolutely. You got to check out other people that talk about the same things, because you don't know what's going to stick. It's not what I say, it's what you hear. Some of the things that I say may make no sense to you, doesn't resonate with you. Other things may change your life. The more people, the more interested you are than interesting, the better off you are. And Dan Pena is one of those great guys. Obviously, there's so many great people out there that can give those advice. Same advice, different way of explaining it. You're going to hear it differently. So important. What is the relationship between success and happiness? Answered that So enjoying the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential. That's the relationship right there. Business that you can grow 0 to millions. Find an MLM if you have zero. Multi-level marketing, and be one of the 1%. Know that the house wins because 99% of the people quit before they're 25% of the way there, and the house gets all that business. And then 99% of the 1% quit before they're 50% away, and the house gets all that business. But if you can be one of the 1% and find a product with all of that structure, marketing, and basis for you, you could have zero and go to millions. Same thing in financial planning. Marshall Falk's my partner in WFG. Elevate is one of my favorite MLMs as well, the happiness. And now they have a wind down. Can you believe it? Not only are they a happiness company, but they have a wind down. Email me. I will hook you up, david@dmeltzer.com. Love to get you involved with my partner, Marshall Falk, or my other partners, Nancy and Enrique. Go ahead, email me, david@dmeltzer.com. If you haven't joined my text community, it's 949-298-2905. Training, books, exercises, guides are all free. This Friday, 6 a.m., public coaching session for everyone. Submit your questions, david@dmeltzer.com. Submit anything requested for me there. Go ahead, reach out. I will answer personally. We'll keep it moving and grooving. Please, if you missed anything, go back. It's featured on Spotify. Playlist there, Entrepreneur, or any other platform. If you want to apply for the 2-minute drill, email me as well. 2-minute drill will be airing in January. Every episode over $50,000 of cash and prizes. You'll love it. And you'll learn a ton about how to pitch, credibility, emotional attachment, how to quantify things like reasons, quantify impact, and understand the capabilities and how to use your features and benefits in order to share a vision. That's right. You got to ask. Let's make it happen together. Join me Friday, 6 a.m. Everybody, reach out, david@dmeltzer.com. Most importantly, you bet, be kind to your future self and do good deeds. Have a great, great week.